Okay, I was just digging it here in the studio. Thank you so much to Cobhams and his team and the director Pink for giving us such an awesome video, made up of all the music artists in Nigeria. We are so proud of you. That's wonderful. Merry Christmas to all of you watching the show. We are now about to move to an equally important aspect, which is coastal restoration. And you might say is a bit different from talking Christmas and tree planting, but I'm sure the guests will be able to link, this too. Joining us now is a retired Director of Administration in Lagos State Public Service, past sole administrator of Ikosi, Ejire local government area, past president of Eko Atlantic Rotary Club, and chairman of the Rotary District 9112 Tree Planning Committee 2024-2025. Please welcome to Today with John and Helen on this very Christmas edition of the show, Bada Boyega Olasheni Clement. He's fondly called Otumba GOC. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas in advance.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Beautiful audition I just watched.
Thank you.
Good one.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you so much. All right, I'd like to start. I'm curious. GOC, tell me about it.
Well, that's my initials.
Okay.
Most people just look to calling me that name, and it has stick into me for
Otumba GOC.
Otumba GOC.
Okay.
For me, it's a beautiful morning, and I want to thank the viewers for
tuning in,
and for Helen and John for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. You're very difficult to find, so we thank you for making time to be here today. All right, let's have you share your journey through public service, academia, and leadership roles. Also the NGOs and the stuff that you have made that have become your passion and that has shaped your passion for the environmental sustainability and the tree planting initiative. How has your life's journey, prepared you for this?
Thank you very much. Journey of life. Very peaceful, very proactive, and very entertaining, I'll call it. I started young guy, loving football, loving grass. Then you don't play with no boots. So the grass, bringing the green aspect of what I now see as life. To the secondary school and to the University of Ibadan. Also played. I finished the first degree about 40 years ago, exactly 41 years ago. BSc Political Science, University of Lagos for the master's degree in Political Science. And after the journey of retirement and service, I decided, okay, let me go back to school. Okay. So I'm doing my PhD program in University of Ibadan on peace, security, and humanitarian studies. But where did I get the passion? I just see nature. And what promotes nature? The first one you see is trees. Because that's where you get your oxygen from. That's where you get your life from. And I recall when I was growing up, and in most family homes settings, there's always a family tree. There's no family in this part of Nigeria that does not have a family tree. Why the family trees? In those are where our fathers sit, communicate, and
All the meetings, all
have
the
meetings.
decisions are taken.
And you find out that there's always a chair there somewhere where you find that old man sleeping. Why is he sleeping? Because the man is inhaling fresh oxygen, which that tree provides. Where are the trees now? It now becomes, we must go to the beach to
To
seek
get some fresh air.
some fresh air. And the bar beach is a common place for Lagosians then.
I'm glad you said then, because there's no longer Barbage,
Well, there is bar
so to
beach.
speak. What we used to know it as.
What protected the bar beach then were just coconut trees. Those are natural barriers for ocean surge. Go to Caribbeans,
Okay.
you find coconut trees. Those are the first barriers. Another mangrove trees. Those are trees that can survive there. But you and I decide to cut the one in your family house, you cut it off, creating shops. And you're talking about, okay, let me ask this question. When is the dry season and wet season again? We don't even know.
We don't know now. They've all.
Yes, because those trees, the climate change comes in, those trees will mitigate the climate change, but it's no more there.
Okay.
Then why this coastal restoration?
Okay.
Let me stop there for now.
As you're talking, I'm seeing you as a man of peace, a man of tranquility, a man who is so tuned to nature. You know, from every word you have spoken, you have been deliberate and intentional, and you've picked every of your word, you know, relating it to life, tree planting, ocean, and all of it, you know, not to what normally we interpret life to be. For you, it's different. Okay, so why is tree planting significant for coastal restoration? And what unique challenges do coastal areas face compared to the inland regions?
I will throw that question back to you.
I am not.
Why do we go visiting the beaches? Because we want peace. We want fresh air. Restoring the coastal areas, which you and I have caused to remove all those trees, all those barriers. We need to go back to restore those trees, restore the coastal areas where you can have their fishes, their habitants in those areas. And you will find out that the present administration created the marine and blue economy. Why? Because of the coastal resources inherent in those areas.
Okay. Is there a contradiction here? Pardon me. We talked about the beach and its significance. And I said, what we used to know as the beach is no longer there. We have high-rising structures coming up. It's now become residential. And the sea has been pushed so far away from us. Please correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
it was a way of
And
protecting the beach, the bar beach then.
Okay.
The whole of Victoria Island could have been taken over.
Okay.
But I think the Lagos State government then with the federal government did that, and you have the Eco-Atlantic City. The same thing what you have in the Vatican, I mean what's it called now? Venice.
Okay.
Those structures have been there for centuries. It's to protect and mitigate against climate change.
Okay.
The beach still stays there. People still go there. But you can't say, because, like I said, the trees that are supposed to be the natural boundaries or barrier for coastal protection are no more there.
Okay.
It's not that there were structures there. If you put infrastructural development project, fine, it goes along. That makes a lot of sense. That will make a lot of sense. Okay. What you have in Eko and Lani City forestall the damage, the catastrophe will have happened to Victoria Island.
Okay. Okay.
That does not say the beaches are not there.
Okay.
Do you understand it? We must, first and foremost, for me, that is the last resort. The natural resource is coconut trees. Plant coconut trees there.
Okay.
It goes a long way to having a peaceful environment, an environment where you promote tourism. Go to Venice today, it's tourists.
Okay. Okay.
Do you get it? So we can, at the same time, do the same thing here. Not just for economic benefits. We're talking about protecting or planting trees for environmental benefits, even employment, even the social benefits. We find people who live in those coastal villages. They live on their fish. If that area, if the coastal line is destroyed, the fish will not survive.
Okay. So
Maybe I will just add this.
yeah.
Let's go to the Niger Delta. Those are coastal areas. The resources you find deep down there is what hold on to sustain. But what about the community? They can't fish anymore. There are other things you can provide, but you must, at any point in time, protect that coast for the benefit of not just the nation, but for even communities living in those areas.
Okay. Thank you so much. We will take a break at this point. When we come back, we'll continue with a few other questions that we have and see the possibility of tying the Christmas tree, the tree planting exercise.
You said it already. Because I'm going to tell you that you also need tree.
Okay.
For
Let's
the
take a
Christmas.
break. We'll come back. And
right.
Otumba will still be here.
Thank you
it's
very
Today with
much.
John and Helen live. We'll be back shortly. All right, I did say that we're talking coastal restoration and tree planting initiative. And we'll try to see at what point we can, link the two. And he said it was possible. So we will get there eventually. So let's look at tree planting. It does require community buy-in, doesn't it? How do you plan to involve the local communities, especially the youths, in the restoration of coastal lines?
Thank you very much. I was one old man, the chairman of Toleran, who is always very interested in green revolution, green planting and the like. And he said, when we went for support, he said, Gio, you know what you can do for me? Go back to school.
Okay.
Go and initiate those tree planting projects in schools. And that's what we did. Because if you don't involve the youth or the children, how would they know the importance of trees? You and I should, what we are supposed to plant 40 years ago is what we are planting today. So it's a matter of not just the youth alone. The government must be strongly involved, to involve those teaching, those awareness program in schools.
Okay.
And the community, especially the coastal communities, they are always very interested because that will protect their fishing Sure.
Okay. So I'm thinking we need to get interested and involved in planting trees. Where do we find a space to begin to plant trees? And are there strategies? Are there specific information and knowledge? Is it a special area or anybody can just plant trees?
Yes, it's not a difficult thing. We all live in a place. I mentioned the family.
Concrete everywhere around our house is cemented?
That is wrong. And that is part of why you are flooding in Lagos. Because everywhere is concrete. In those areas, garden, go to Yaba.
Part of VI is still serene.
So you are supposed, the water that comes, the rain that falls, supposed to have some soft landing.
True.
But it's not going anywhere. So why not every individual, every year, plant a tree? It's possible.
Where? That is the question.
You can plant it in front of your house. You can go to schools. On the major road, you can plant trees.
Okay.
And for us in Rotary, what we now do is to encourage people to plant cash crops, trees, seedlings, mango, the like that you can always go there and get something to plug. That will encourage you to plant more.
Okay.
So you can plant, just you and I, you can plant one in this office. A coconut tree will be better.
Okay.
And will also sort of mitigate the climate change.
What's the advantage of the coconut tree over others?
Many. I talk about coconut tree because that's one of the trees that can survive on the coastline. Okay. The other one are mangrove trees. But go just check, Google the beaches all over the world. What you find there is coconut. Why is coconut there? Because that's one of the trees that can survive around that area. Okay. And what is the benefit of coconut? Every part of coconut is money. Okay. That's what I use. The coconut oil.
Yes.
Okay. You talk about the shell. Okay. Go to Badagry. When you talk about coconut, your mind goes to Badagry. That shouldn't be so. That is look at the coat of arms of Lagos State. The two sides, you have the trees there. What is a tree? They're just coconut to show you the importance. That's the only recognized agricultural product of Lagos.
Wow.
So that's why you should have. That's why Lagos should get to the lead promoting coconut. Okay. All right. So it's something that you can plant anywhere that will not give you any problem. I recall that Lagos State set up an agency, LASPAC, and I recall the first director, the first GM, along Lekki to Aja, you find the trees planted on the right. Okay. Who is maintaining it? Wow. So we can plant one in front of your house, plant mango. That will give you shade. That will even protect the house. Rather than sitting on the AC, inside the room, just sit there and relax. And that's why you find most rich men buying houses.
Yeah.
At the front.
I know.
Beachfront.
Yes.
They want to relax. Everybody wants to relax.
Okay. In an environment like ours, there's so many things that you consider. Safety, security, and all of that. When you're sitting in front of your house, all kinds of things can happen. But then, as we get ready to wind up.
Like what? What can happen when
security, safety. Depending on where you are.
In front of your mango or mango tree? In front
of your mango. Is the mango inside of your fence or outside of the fence? Your high fence with barbed wires.
It should be inside your it should be in fact you should plant 2 trees. One within in front, one at the back. So that will protect
okay, your structure.
Protect your structure.
Awesome.
And you feel calm.
Okay. All right. Two questions in one now as we get ready to close this conversation. Very interesting one, I would say. Where do we find these trees the seedlings that we want to plant, in case you get a few people who are interested, in following or joining this crusade? And finally, how do we link coastal, preserving the coastal lines,
Okay.
tree planting, and Christmas, joy to the world, peace amongst men, and all of that? How do you connect?
Okay, first and foremost, where do we get the trees? The seedlings are available in Lagos.
Okay. Where in Lagos?
Lagos State Coconut Development Authority sell that.
Affordable?
Very affordable. Last Park also sell trees.
All right.
So they are something you can get. It doesn't cost you much. Patronize the Lascoda and Last Park.
Or we can get to the Rotary Club.
Or get
Where?
to the Rotary Club. Well, about 2 years ago, I was appointed the Coconut Ambassador in Lagos. And
Coconut Ambassador.
yeah, so I keep on promoting that.
Awesome. Okay.
Maybe through the
Okay.
and recently the governor, Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, gave coconut seedlings to Rotary District 9112.
Okay, so we can get some from you.
Yeah, you can get some from us. Then you can also get. I'm sure the governor is particular and very interested in the climate change mitigation
Okay.
and the planting of trees.
So the Christmas, linking Christmas and the climate change and all of it.
Coastal restoration, you can only go there if the coastal line is restored. You go there for your Christmas,
Okay.
and don't forget your Christmas tree. Christmas has something to do with the trees. So that's the combination.
And the trees don't have to be natural.
It doesn't have to.
But it's just a representation of what the tree brings to the season.
In fact, most times it is not just these artificial trees. In the days of the past, you look for, because there are trees in front of your house, you decorate that. And I think, yes, I saw something very close to that in along Alausa Road. What's it called now? The Johnson Road or something.
Okay.
Like that, towards the Alausa Secretariat.
Agidingbi
It is,
Axis.
yes, Agidingbi, yes. No, not Agidingbi. This 7-Up
Oh,
Axis.
okay. All right.
They are all decorated. The trees are the Dongoyaro trees are there and
Yes.
beautifully decorated.
That's true. That's very
So,
true. That's very true.
You see the connection with,
Okay.
and what does Christmas bring? Bring peace. What do you get when you have a tree in your house? You have peace of mind.
Okay.
Your life increases because you're getting fresh air.
Longevity.
So, and for economic benefits, a lot of people can get involved in the coconut chain,
Business.
get involved in other areas where you increase employment.
Okay.
And when you talk about coastal restoration, you're talking about increasing the GDP of Nigeria.
Okay.
How? The fishes there is better oxygen,
All right.
and there are better things you can do during Christmas.
Okay. So look into the future. What does success look like for Nigerians' coastal restoration efforts? And how can individuals, now that you have whipped up our interest, how can individuals contribute to this vision in a minute?
Let me just start with the individual. Plant a tree today.
Okay.
For the expectation. I think the construction of the Lagos Calabar is one
Okay.
that will restore the coastal restoration there. That will restore it. And you also, if what you have in Eco Atlantic City can be replicated in other coastal, we also make sure that coastal erosion is reduced, and it increases employment and the beautification of the coastal line.
So it's the way to go as we get ready to say bye-bye to 2024 and look forward to 2025. If there are areas where we have failed, maybe in the area of business and all of it, this is an area that people can look into and show up their financial gains in the new year. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Please plant a tree today.
Okay, now I'll come and get one from you. Now that you said it, I probably got a lot and share with a few of my friends.
No problem.
Seriously.
I'm sure I can give you 100.
Wow, that's a lot.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That's very generous of you.
Thank you very much.
And this is a season for generosity.
And that's from Rotary too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Rotary. Thank you so much, Otumba, for coming today. Merry Christmas once again, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
You're very busy in Rotary. You have so many activities that you're engaged in, and we wish you the very best.
I'm also the chairman of Rotary 120 anniversary.
I know, that's why I said that. Okay, so we have a lot of work to do.
We have a lot of work to do.
God bless you.
Looking forward to
a
better new year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, that's about the package of today's show. I am here all alone, and John couldn't make it. You know, for those of you who are aspiring to be very proficient in public speaking, he normally would end the show with his nuggets for you and other leaders. But today we will go without that. From me, Merry Christmas. And don't beat yourself too much if you're unable to do a lot of the things that you used to do in the previous Christmas. You know, the most important thing is that there's a man behind the season. Find that man. Find the meaning of the season. And it's not in the rice. It's not in the chicken. It's not in the cow. It's not in the cake. It's not in the partying. It's in a man. And find one or two people to put a smile on their faces. Share love. Share all that you have to give this season. For such a reason, Christ came. I'm Mama Helen Odele, and I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you on Saturday, won't we? Bye for now.